where do I even begin with this video? I don't even know where to start or what to say. I really don't. This is just weird to even process. This is still boggling in my mind right now that if you guys have not heard, Alex Bowman is going to the 48 car at Hendrick Motorsports for the 2021 season. And I don't even know how to comprehend it as a Johnson fan. I don't even know how to think of it, or I know how I think of it, but I can't really put it into words. I knew someone probably completely new at Hendrick Motorsports was going to get the seat for someone that's currently in the team who was not either Elliott, Byron, or Bowman going to that seat. And I guess Bowman was the obvious choice to go to the 48 because they weren't getting a lot of sponsored. The 88 team did not have sponsors, and the 48 team has a full Ally sponsorship all the way up until 2023. And so the 48 and Ally is going to stay the same. And sorry about the wind. I'm recording this late at night. I'm recording this at 8:42 right now, and I just wanted to, I'm out on my walk. I'm doing it at night instead of in the morning today because I didn't do it this morning, kind of because I was kind of lazy, and I was like, you know what, let's just not do my walk today. I'll do it tomorrow morning. I'll just do it 2 laps tomorrow. That's probably not going to happen, so I decided, you know what, why not do it tonight? Maybe make a TikTok and make this. And I just got finished making the TikTok. It's already up. And now I'm talking about this, because I feel like this is a topic that needs to be discussed for me as a Jimmie Johnson fan whose driver is going to get, now we know who's officially replacing him in 2021. Like I said before, I think this is a great change to Hendrick Motorsports, having Bowman going to the 48. He only has 2 wins in his career. He won Chicagoland in 2019, which was their last race as of right now, and he won at Auto Club or Fontana this season back in March. And yeah, he doesn't have the best stats. He performs well. He's in the playoffs right now. And yeah, he seems like the best candidate because he's performed well recently in the past couple of years. He didn't win his first season in the 88 car full time in 2018. He should have won at least in 2016 in Phoenix, but that didn't happen. But he dominated that race. Bowman has showed a lot of potential for the 48 team and just the 88 team in general, or even just Hendrick Motorsports as a whole. And now seeing him getting that opportunity and driving the 48 car in 2021, I think that's probably the best decision Rick made. He was the best candidate because Byron has sponsors still for 2021. Elliott has sponsors for 2021. We don't know who's going to be the 4th Hendrick car yet. Bowman was in the 88, didn't really have any sponsors yet. I'm pretty sure Valvoline was one of his sponsors going into next year, but he didn't have really sponsors heading into 2021, or a lot of sponsors to go for the whole season. But the 48 car has Ally backed up with them up until 2023, so they still have another 3 years left until their contract is up for sponsorship. So I guess Rick was like, okay, so since not a lot of sponsorship money is going into the 88 team, why not just put him in the 48 car with Ally and just go from there, because he'll have full sponsorship for 3 years if he stays with the 48 team or with the 48 car. And stuff might happen with the 88 car. No drivers have been confirmed yet for the 88. That's going to be another question. Is Larson going to be in that ride? Is Jones going to be in the ride? Is Matt Benedetto going to be in that ride? Like, we don't know who is going to be in the 88 next year, or even if the 88 team is even going to be there next year. Is Hendrick going to downsize to 3 cars? Are they going to be still a 4-car team? Like, what are they going to do with that 88 car? Are they just going to just say, screw it, the 88 team's done, we're going to pack it up, and we're going to make it a 3-car team? Or are they just going to say, you know, we're going to keep the 88, we're going to keep the 88 team, and we just got to find a new driver for it? Because I'm assuming Rick didn't want a new driver that was not currently with Hendrick to go to the 48, because that just seems weird, right? That happened with Gordon and Byron. No, that happened with Gordon when he retired. Then Elliott drove the 24, but then when Byron got announced to drive for Hendrick in 2017, he was announced that he was going to drive the 5-car to replace Casey Kane, and then Chase Elliott would still be in the 24 car. But then later on, they decided, you know, we're going to move William Byron to the 24 car, the iconic 24, and we're going to move Chase Elliott. We're going to change Chase Elliott from the 24 to the 9. The 5-car completely, 5-car gone, but the teams are still the same. The 9 team now the 24 team switched to the number 9, but the 5 team switched to the 24. It's hard to explain, but the team stayed the same, but just number switched. That's all that changed. That's all that happened. And then for this, obviously, Bowman going into 2020 already signed a contract extension this season, and Jimmy was retiring since the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the season, Jimmy said he was retiring at the end for full-time racing in 2020. Dear God, that's loud. So we didn't know who was going to be in the 48. People were saying that Larson was going to the 48, like all that kind of stuff. People were saying Brad Keselowski was going to the 48. Like, Keselowski was the biggest candidate going into it, but then he signed a contract extension with Team Penske, so that took Brad Keselowski completely out, and he was the biggest rumored driver to join the 48 team. Well, to replace Jimmy in the 48, which I wouldn't mind being a Keselowski fan if that happened. Or rooting for Brad. I would not mind that. Going back to Hendrick Motorsports, his roots in NASCAR, and going back to it, driving the 48 car. But the 88 team does not have sponsorship, so that's mainly I think that's the main reason for it all. Like I said, no 4th driver is confirmed yet for Hendrick, but Alex Bowman is your new driver of the number 48 Ally Chevrolet Camaro. ZL1 Winelli. That's just weird to say that Alex Bowman is the driver of the 48 and not the 88 or any other number. It's just weird saying that Alex Bowman is in the 48 or any other driver is in the 48 besides Jimmy Johnson. From a Johnson fan, I feel like this is a good change. Personally, to me, I feel like Bowman is probably the best candidate, and I think Rick made the right decision. They could have gone for Larson, which I would have been okay with too, but moving Bowman to that 48 seat, that's going to be a rough change. It's going to be a rough transition, obviously. I don't know what the scheme is going to look like. I don't know what the car's even going to look like. Besides, it's going to be 48. It's going to have Ally on it. That's all I know. We know Bowman's backed up by Ally now, and he's backed up with Rick, at least for 2021. I don't know how long of I forget how long his extension is, if it's 1 year or if it's 3 years. As of right now, I know it's just 1 year, just for 2021. But correct me if I'm wrong. But right now, Bowman is in the 48 for next season, and I mean, I'm excited for him. Like, I'm really excited to see how he does. I'm excited to see if he can continue the 48 legacy, and like being handed the ropes from Jimmy Johnson, the 7-time champion. 83 wins and counting as of recording this. Hopefully he wins one more time this season, because that would be awesome to see Johnson win at least once this season in these final 6 races. In these final 6 these last 5 or 6 races. This is going to be like something pretty... Yeah, there's 5 races left. Half the playoffs are done. Now we're on to the second half of the playoffs. And next is the Charlotte Roval. I feel like that's a good chance for Jimmy to finally get redemption from 2018 and get that elusive first win at the Roval and possibly his final win. I want to see him win. I want to see him win once this year. Just once. Like, that's something all of us Johnson fans want. All of us want to see him win at least once this year. It's his final year. He doesn't deserve to go out this way. Like, people are saying he should come back next year anyway, drive full-time again, and have a better farewell season. But no, he said that 2020 was his final year, and that he's sticking to it. And even when people said that Johnson should come back for 2021, I instantly was saying no, he should not come back. As much I would want to see him back in 2021, he's not coming back. He should not come back. Like, I hope he comes back one day and runs a few races, or even just a one-off. I don't care. I want to see him race more. He's not done yet in NASCAR. We know that. But right now, full-time, he's done. After Phoenix, as we know, he's done. We don't know when his next race is. And that's going to be the main thing for 2021 and beyond for Jimmy. It's like, we know in 2021 and 2022, Jimmy is racing for Chip Ganassi Racing in the NTT IndyCar Series for all the road course races. We know that already. And as a big IndyCar fan, I am so happy that Jimmy is coming to my favorite sport. Yeah, IndyCar is my favorite sport. So yeah, there we go. Just seeing him, just going to be able to see him in IndyCar is going to be awesome. That's going to be something that it's going to be bittersweet seeing him in a different car. It sucks that I won't be able to see him race at all this year in NASCAR in his final year, but at least I got to see him race multiple times. I'm lucky I even got to see Dale Jr. race. Like my first Brickyard 400 back in 2017. And that's the only time I saw Dale Jr. race, and that's last time I saw a lot of the guys race. Like last time I saw Danica Patrick race. I actually saw her race at Indy in 2018 for the Indy 500 in her final race ever, which that was bittersweet. But it sucked that she wrecked, which I knew which was going to happen anyway. But, like, I wish I could go and see Jimmy one more time this season, but I sadly am not going to be able to, because there's no races that are close to here, where I am, even in Ohio, where I am right now, or even in Indiana, where I live. Like, there's no tracks that are coming up that are even relatively close. So I'm sadly won't be able to see him race this year. And I was going to plan on seeing him at Indy for the Brickyard, but that obviously did not happen because of COVID, because of him getting COVID, but as well as there's being no fans. So that just sucked even more. But yeah. So since Alex Bowman is now the new driver of the 48, that means that I am now officially announcing that I am going to be an Alex Bowman fan from 2021 and beyond. Because, like, as much as it's going to be weird just rooting for Bowman next year, like, I'm a 48 fan for life. I'm a 48 fan. I'm sticking with whoever's in that car. I'm sticking with them. Like with Jimmy, I have not been a long-time Jimmy fan. I have not been a fan of Jimmy since I first started watching NASCAR. I was first off a fan of Jeff Gordon back when I was a kid. Back when I was a young kid, and it's probably because of the way the car was, and you know, seeing it with the flames, or even the Rainbow Warrior scheme. Just the iconic yellow 24 on the track. That's what made me hooked with it. And plus my grandpa working for Andretti Autosport since I was young up to 2015. And now he works for Dallara. But since my grandpa worked for IndyCar or whatever, that's how I got into racing. And just watching some NASCAR races and seeing Jeff Gordon like all over the place pretty much. Him being the star of when I was born, when I was very young, being still like a big driver, still being... The year I was born was his year of his last championship, which is still weird to think of. That Jeff Gordon's last championship was 18 years ago. And literally, he retired in 2015. That's weird to think about. But in roughly in 2012, that's when I switched over to being a Jimmie Johnson fan. I didn't switch over to be a Jimmie Johnson fan because of his wins or all of his championships or anything. I did not know anything about Jimmie. The main reason why I switched to a Johnson fan was because I remember one race, I was watching, it was a Dover race. And I remember saying to myself, and it was the stupidest thing I probably ever could have thought, was whoever wins this race, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be a fan of them. That's exactly my words that came out of my mouth that day. And luckily, Jimmie Johnson won that day. Me not knowing at all that that Jimmie Johnson was Jeff Gordon's teammate, or he drove for Hendrick Motorsports. I didn't know any of this. I've seen the 48 car around when I was young too, so I kind of liked that car anyway. I've always liked the 48 car when I was young. Seeing that Lowe's 48, like at Lowe's sometimes, like seeing a banner of the 48, that's what kind of made me kind of start to like him. But I was like, I'm still a Jeff Gordon fan. I'm not going to be a fan of him, or I'm not going to kind of root for him. I don't know. But I've seen the 48 car multiple times when I was a kid, and I guess that's kind of what got me into kind of liking Jimmie. But I did not become a fan of him until 2012. And plus, later that year at the Indiana State Fair, at the quarter midget track that's there called Mini Indy, they had little go-karts that were like had NASCAR stuff on it, like wrapped in NASCAR decals. Like, it's go-karts, but they're wrapped like NASCARs, pretty much. Yeah, that's all basically what they are. And it was that same year, 2012, the car that I drove was that 48 car. I drove Johnson's car. And that's what pretty much solidified it, me being a Jimmie Johnson fan right there. To me, I was thinking, okay, driving the 48, like, once I got in that car and got out, I'm like, I'm going to be a fan of him. Like, and plus I knew, like, roughly then of Johnson, knew what he's done, what he's accomplished then. But yeah, once I became a Johnson fan in 2012, have not looked back. Been a fan of him for 9 years. And it's still sad to see him go. It's still weird to even think that he's leaving. And just even think about that now, I'm getting a little emotional from it. Dear God. Yeah, 2021 is going to be a weird change. From me being a Jimmie Johnson fan this year to being an Alex Bowman fan next year. And I was there being a Johnson fan for 2 of his championships in 2013 and 2016. And see him win a couple more times, see him win more times than I could count. Well, not really, but like seeing him win just made me happy. Like, I want him to win one more time. I really do. Like, this is his last, he has 5 shots. 5 weeks left, 5 chances at getting elusive 84. And he deserves to go out with a good race. He doesn't just deserve to go out with a win. He deserves to go out in a good way. I was thinking he was going to make the playoff. Like, all of us Johnson fans were thinking, yeah, he's going to make the playoffs this year. This is going to be an amazing year. This is going to be a good year for Jimmie. But he didn't make the playoffs. He was like 6 or 7 points from making it after a wreck. If he wasn't involved in that wreck, who knows what would have happened. If he didn't get COVID, what would have happened? If he didn't get DNF'd to Charlotte, what would have happened? It's like, what if? It's like, what if this didn't happen? What if that didn't happen? What if he got this result? What if this happened? What if he didn't wreck? What if it's basically just a game of what ifs. Maybe there's an alternate universe where Johnson made the playoffs in his final year. Maybe there's an alternate universe where he has 8 championships. Maybe there's an alternate universe where he has more than 83 wins. But we're in this universe. Right now, for what we know, Jimmie Johnson is going to be stuck with 7 championships. And right now, with 5 weeks left, he has 83 wins. And that, just even those stats alone, he's one of the greats. He is a legend in the sport. He will forever be a legend and will forever hold a true place, not in only NASCAR and not even just fans' hearts, but he'll definitely have a special place in my heart. Because just being a Johnson fan these past 9 years, or pretty much this whole decade, has been amazing. It's been a blessing to just even been able to watch him race a couple times. Like, I'm so happy I was there to watch his last Brickyard 400. I was happy I was there when he almost won the Brickyard in 2017, but wrecked going into turn 3 with 2 laps to go, going 3 wide for the win. Then 2018, seeing him make the playoffs for that final time. That was nice. 2019 though, seeing him race his final Brickyard and wrecking, not making the playoffs for the first time, that hurt. But now seeing him again, not in the playoffs, but trying to go for a win in the champion, trying to ruin try to crash the playoff party, trying to get that 84th win, trying to do something to make this final year something way better than what it already has been. Johnson has shown that he can win still. He still has that fire, but that fire is about to go out in 5 weeks. And it's just going to be really weird not seeing him next year in NASCAR full time. I'm going to miss him so much. I really am. As a Johnson fan these past 9 years, it's been an absolute blessing. Wouldn't have wanted to root for any other driver than Jimmy. So many great memories, even for 9 years. For like half of his career, being there for like the second half of his career, just watching him, just rooting for him, seeing championships out of him. That is what's made everything great. And just being a fan of him because of his wins and because of his success, that's not why I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Jimmy Johnson because of what he's done on and off the track, and that he's just a great guy all around, and that he is up for anything. He's up to do anything. Like he's down for making NASCAR safer. He's down to making the sport better in any way possible. He's down just to making NASCAR in the world of racing better. He just wants the best for racing, pretty much. He wants the best for his family. He's a great dad. And I've looked up to him for these past 9 years, and he's one of my personal heroes. And it's just weird saying that this is his last year. It's like, Jimmy, I have something to say to you. You're probably never going to watch this, but just know that these past, even though I've not been a fan of you since you started your career, I've not been a fan of you for your whole career or anything, but these past 9 years of being a fan has just been amazing. It's been probably the best 9 years of NASCAR I have had. And being able to go through all the ups and all the downs, all the heartbreaks, all the success, it's just been amazing. It's been an amazing ride. Sucks that it has to end this way, without you getting a shot at a championship again. But at least you have a shot of getting that 84th win and trying to go out with a bang. In showing that you are definitely one of the greatest, that you are the GOAT, that you are the greatest of all time. You're definitely a legend in NASCAR and in racing. And it's something that not a lot of people will say. But you're definitely a legend. Definitely one of the best drivers I know. It's gonna be really weird not seeing you in that 48 car next year and seeing Alex Bowman in that car. But I'm a 48 fan for life. Always will be a fan of you, Jimmy, for life. Always will be a Jimmy Johnson fan at heart. Always will be. No matter what. But Johnson passing the but just thank you, Jimmy. thank you for everything you've done these past 19 years in NASCAR. 7 championships, 83 wins, multiple top 5s, multiple top 10s, multiple poles, multiple records being broken, and so much more that I can't even think of right now. But thank you, Jimmy, for all you've done. In NASCAR, in just racing in general, just thank you. I wouldn't really be here if it wasn't for you. You wanted to kind of pursue my racing career because of you. If it wasn't for you, Jimmy, I probably wouldn't be where I am right now, wanting to be a race car driver, wanting to possibly go to NASCAR or IndyCar. But yeah, but if it wasn't for you, I don't know where I would be right now. But all I have to say, Jimmy, is just thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for everything. But now, for 2021, you're going to IndyCar. A whole different beast. Can't wait to see you there. Can't wait to see you at races either. I absolutely can't wait to see you in the car in 2021. And seeing how you go with the big boys. Seeing against from drivers all around the world. And just seeing how you can tackle some of the amazing road and street courses. And possibly an Indy 500 in the future. If you do it. Hopefully you do though one day. But for now, Jimmy, thank you for everything you've done for NASCAR. You're a great champion. You're a great driver. You're just a great person all around. But I'll see you in the track in an IndyCar in 2021. And as for me, for being a NASCAR fan, I am now going to be an Alex Bowman fan starting 2021. It's going to be a rough transition, but it's going to be weird, but I think it's definitely going to be a nice change being a fan of someone new. But I'll always stick with whoever is in that 48 car. I am going to be a 48 fan for life, so I am going to be a Bowman fan. So yeah, I'm going to be an Alex Bowman fan in 2021. And like I said before, it's going to be weird not rooting for Jimmy next year in NASCAR, but I am going to be rooting for Alex Bowman. And I've officially announced that. And I've said this again. I'm going to say this again, but I'm officially announcing that I am going to be an Alex Bowman fan in 2021. And I can't wait to see how he continues that 48 legacy. I can't wait to see him go into victory lane again. I can't wait to see Bowman possibly winning a championship in that car. I can't wait to see all the success he has that he will bring to that 48 team. Because I know this is going to be a new chapter for the 48 team. And I cannot wait to see where it goes. It's going to be a weird year next year, but I feel like next year might be our year. I have a good feeling about next year. New driver that I'm rooting for in NASCAR. Pretty much a new everything in 2021. But I can't wait to see what Bowman has in that 48 car. I hope to see a win. I hope to see some wins from him. Finally get to say that we're back in victory lane. Can't wait to say that again. Can't wait to see all the wins and maybe championships that he's going to get. I cannot wait to see what he has in that 48 car. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. Pretty much the gist of it is Alex Bowman is the new driver of the 48 Ally Chevrolet Camaro Z01 1LE for 2021 for the NASCAR Cup Series, as he's taking the ropes from 7-time champion Jimmy Johnson at the end of this season. And announcing that I am now going to be a very, very proud Alex Bowman fan. And I cannot wait to see what 2021 and beyond brings, not just for Alex Bowman, but for the 48 team in their new chapter, and start a new legacy, but just continuing it and making some new memories with a different guy. But I cannot wait to see that legacy continue with that 48 car. 2021 is definitely going to be a great year. It's going to be weird not seeing Jimmy in that 48 car, but it's going to be a great year nonetheless. And I can't wait to root for Alex Bowman in that 48 car in 2021. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, because it will really help me out and it will really mean a lot. But anyway, guys, I'll see all you dudes in the next video. And I cannot wait to root for Alex Bowman in that 48 car in 2021. But until then, see you guys then.